Workplace is viewed not only as a place to work but also as a social place where people meet, connect, and even engage in love.
In Indonesia, labor regulations are governed by Labor Law Number 13 of 2003, which cover a broad scope of matters. Specifically declares that the standard working day is 5 working days, 40 working hours per week. Thus, as research state, the interactions lead to potential romantic feelings occurring between the workers. Survey found more than 60% of adults have had a workplace romance, and 57% of workplace relationships have impacted employees' job performance, with 43% having married their coworkers. In addition, another survey found that 66% of workers believe relationships have had a positive effect on their job.
As we know, every research have their own aims, and this research aims to investigate the effect of workplace romance on job performance and the mediating role of work engagement. And this research also want to fill the gap by doing specific research on Indonesia, because research about workplace romance only have been conducted in broader geographic areas. And it also persists to be taboo in countries like Indonesia, as research stated. So now I'm Priska, undergraduate management student at Binus University, will examine truly the findings of this research. Okay, as we know, every research also have their own framework, and as you can see in this picture, this research poses two hypotheses. The first hypothesis is workplace romance has a positive significant effect on job performance, and hypothesis 2 is work engagement significantly mediates the effect of workplace romance on job performance. And this framework is built based on many prior literature. Methodology of this research. First thing first, let's talk about the sample. The sample for this research are 202 Indonesian employees who are actively employed and have experience in workplace romance with their coworkers or currently engaged in workplace romance with their coworkers. And as you can see in the picture beside me, there's two diagrams, the gender and the conditions. The population of this study is unknown by numbers, so to determine the minimum sample size to appropriate research of PLS-SEM research model, we use sample size recommendation provided by Cohen. And the research type for this research are quantitative descriptive approach using cross-sectional data. And also the research model, once again I mentioned, is PLS-SEM, and also we use PLS-MGA to improve the findings. The questionnaire of this research built by this. So every variable have their own dimensions and the indicators provided by prior research. The first one is workplace romance. Workplace romance only have indicators which are 7 item scales from Rust Bowl. And the second one is work engagement that have 3 dimensions, figure, dedication, and absorption with 14 item scale by Sofelli and Becker. And the last one is job performance with 5 dimensions, quality, quantity, timeless, attendance, and ability to work together with 11 item skills indicators by Mattis and Jackson. Validity and reliability of the data. As shown in the outer model, all indicators of variables are valid because all the outer loadings values are above 0.6. And also it convergently valid because its variables of AVE values are above 0.5. And the CR value for each variable are above 0.7. And the last one, the values of Kronzbach alpha is lower than 0.95. However, as shown in the table, all variables in this study has good discriminant validity.
Theories state that p-value needs to be above 0.05 or equal to be considered as having significant relations effects. As shown in table, hypothesis 1 is supported. The results are consistent with existing literature indicating that there are a significant positive impact of workplace romance on job performance. It also proved that workplace romance can foster positive emotions and a supportive environment, which in turn enhances job performance as noted in prior research. Another one, hypothesis 2 is also supported. It aligns with previous study that notes individuals in workplace romance often report greater enthusiasm in work roles, in part due to increased efficient commitment and daily companionship at the workplace. The findings of this research further confirm that workplace romance contribute to higher work engagement, which subsequently leads to developed job performance. This means that a higher level of work engagement among employees significantly enhances their job performance, also confirming prior literature that workers' work engagement increases due to romantic ties in the workplace romance.
The p-value for both hypotheses is accepted. And the MGA, as you can see, The only significant is only from workplace romance to work engagement. That's why, as I said before, employees who have engaged in workplace romance will generate strong work engagement in their work. This continue to persist even though workers are no longer involved in the workplace romance, meaning the impact of workplace romance on the work engagement is very significant. The finding of these examinations confirm both hypothesis 1 and hypothesis 2 that aligns with prior research and expand previous research statements, confirming that workplace romance exerts a positive influence on job performance, both directly and indirectly through work engagement. And MGA outcomes align with prior research, particularly that employees who have engaged in workplace romance will exhibit strong work engagement in job performance.
The present research faces certain limitations, where the outcomes only encompasses a particular area, which is Indonesia. These limitations grow a broader idea for future research. The first one, studies can be conducted in more specific industry using the same framework for comparison. Moreover, scholars are also advised to use other population as sample. And lastly, researchers may use variable workplace gossip to better understand the variables under study and so on. According to the outcomes of the study, several implications arise for stakeholders. The first one, organizations must understand the common occurrence of workplace romance to provide necessary policies, move beyond stigmatized views of workplace romance, and focus on fostering an environment that supports employee work engagement. Lastly, to support these efforts, policymakers must strengthen the regulations to ensure that workplace romance is not always negative to the company.
That's all about this research when work meets love, role of workplace romance in promoting job performance, utilizing work engagement as mediating effect. Thank you!